The Cage of Yesteryear story event is finally here. Let's get into it. Welcome back to another episode, guys. Let's get into talking about this week because we've got a decent amount of stuff to talk about as we got a lot of stuff coming. One of the most impactful things that we're getting this week is we're getting the new hunter that is called Queen Bee. Now, last week I talked about her abilities as they revealed them. So basically her ability is that she's able to kind of summon bees that she can then control and move around. And if you get touched by those bees, she gets energy, and that energy can then be used for her things like shooting a spike in front of her to do chip hit damage, or to be able to consume to be able to move faster as she becomes part of the swarm. She's also able to move those bees along a specified path, so she doesn't necessarily need to control them herself. And she's also able to move around the map really quickly as she can dash towards wherever her bees are and go through walls and stuff like that, and then shoot spikes upon arrivals. If you want to learn a little bit more about her specific abilities, I recommend you go back to last week's video and then scroll, with the timeline to that part of that video. But yeah, generally she's quite an interesting character. A lot of movement and a little bit of chip hit damage in there. As we're getting this new character, we're also getting a new essence that is Season 40 Essence 1, meaning we're getting the beginning of Season 40. This essence is going to contain the special limited S tier skin for Queen Bee called Memory Scar. Now, I've already given my opinions about it in the past. I think the skin is quite pretty, but it's quite basic, and as I initially said, it just looks like it could easily have been a Naiad skin, for example. It has some generally nice details added to it. It's just a little plain, in my opinion, for a special S tier skin. There are also A tiers for Prospector and Novelist. The Prospector one is called Morning Thoughts, and Novelist's one is called Stilled Hours. My thoughts on these ones initially when I saw the art were that they weren't very impressive. And I think although they do have some nice effects added to them, to make them seem a little bit more 2025, 2026, I guess we're nearly there, they feel there's something weird about them. I'm just not a big fan of the skins. It really feels to me like they are kind of the old style Identity 5 skins with a little bit of modern paint added to them. So maybe like a little bit more traditional looking skins and less detailed, but although there is some detail there, it's just very hard to explain. It just doesn't feel like they are modern A tier skins. It's very hard to describe it. As we're getting the beginning of Season 40, that means we're getting the Logic Path and the rank rewards. The Logic Path is of course bringing along the A tier lawyer skin called Strategize. That's a really cool looking lawyer skin. I keep on saying it. I'm not sure what you guys really think. I think you guys think it's okay. Lawyer's hair looks so clean, so neat in this skin. Lawyer looks actually pretty cool. And he has this little praying mantis on him that is actually in the skin. I just thought it was part of the art, but no, he's actually got it on his shoulder. It's a really nice skin. Of course, there's also the portrait frame and the portrait themed around it as well that are coming with this Logic Path. As for the rank rewards, we know that the S tier thief accessory is called Scepter of Deceit. This accessory gives him footstep effects where there are like crowns that appear out of the ground and then shatter like blue crystal crowns. We've got kaleidoscope crystal effects for his flashlight effects whenever he's using his flashlights. They give him a crystal crown above his head and little baby ghost things that float around him whenever he's using his flashlight. It's an okay accessory. I think it's fine. There's an A tier psychologist accessory called Celestial Key that's a little low key in my opinion, but it has gold and blue ripple effects, plus moon and star symbology around her whenever she's healing a survivor with her whistle, and around the person who's being healed as well, and constellation and gold dash effects whenever she's dashing towards patient. It's not too bad. It matches that S tier skin I think that she has. And then there's an A tier Hellenber one that I was looking forward to seeing the effects for, but I'm slightly disappointed. It's called Family Bond, and it gives golden wheat effects and throw effects whenever he's throwing or summoning a puppet or teleporting to one as well. And it also gives like a glowing energy around the puppets and also the ember whenever he summons it, whilst they're walking around and possessed. I think it's modern. It just feels like they could have done something a little more creative here, but that's just my personal opinion. Okay, let's talk about the Cage of Yesteryear story event, and this is going to be part 1. There are some things that people have found that suggest there's going to be a part 2, so they may cut off the story at some point and then continue with it at some other point, as is the tradition for them at this point, although who knows when that second part may arrive. Of course, this is connected to the character that is Queen Bee, and we're going to be talking about that now. So if you log in during the event, you'll be able to receive 10 Season 40 Essence ones, of course the one for the Queen Bee. If you participate in the event, you'll be able to receive yet another 10 essences, and you'll also receive currency that are called records that can then be spent in the special in-game event store to be able to purchase a B tier skin, I think for entomologist, called Queen Bees, an S tier skin for entomologist Entomologist as well, I believe. It's called Fetid Wish. That is a really pretty skin. It's got really lovely details on the dress, the sleeves, and also on the hat. It's a really, really good skin. And then there's an A tier accessory called Life Cocoon that I believe they still haven't revealed the effects for, but they might have revealed it by the time of the release of this video, so you can probably find it somewhere on the internet. There are some other rewards. I don't really know where we're getting them from. I'm assuming maybe from participating during the event, maybe like login stuff or check-in event stuff. There are 4 different portraits, 2 furniture paintings, and a strange furniture piece called The Forgotten Gleam. In the store, there's going to be a journalist A tier skin called Dreaded Silhouette. It's a nice skin. I think it's a little too plain, at least from the front and my tastes, but the hair decorations and the back of it really do make it pop. I think that beautiful little bow that she's got on the back does make the skin a little bit more special. And there's also an A tier accessory to go with this journalist skin called Cage of Yesteryear. Again, we don't really know the effects for, as far as I could tell. This skin is going to be available in the store for Echoes or for Fragments, so free-to-play players will be able to get it. We're getting some returning content from previous big story events, including Prospector's S tier skin from his event, Nightmare's S tier skin from his event, emotes, portraits, dishes, frames, Entomologist's B tier skin called Everyday Life, and Novelist's B tier skin called Evil Thoughts, Fool's Gold's A tier accessory that's like that dynamite one, and furniture pieces, and even more in the event store that I believe should be in the Spyglass store. So those first Prospector and Nightmare skins should be store, and everything else that I just mentioned should be in the Spyglass store or wherever they've decided to put it. All of these are from previous story events. They've mentioned in quite a while ago, and I'm not sure if they've really updated us on this, but there's going to be an upgraded version of the Final Blowout mode, I believe. I don't think they've added that to the game yet, and they said that was coming for the story event, but again, I don't think I've seen any more details, so I'm not really sure what that's going to be. Okay, so moving away from any of the kind of story event stuff or characters related to story event stuff, we've got some other skins that are releasing with this patch. We've got the Sculptor Whimsy series skin that's coming out called Caged Doll. Now this skin looks even better in game than it does in the art, or maybe it doesn't. I think they look equally as good as each other. It's an absolutely amazing skin. The statues are quite unique looking, and it's really funny to see the wheels that she's got on her wheelchair. They look really cool. This skin is going to be available for Echoes, I believe, and also for Fragments. I am considering getting it, although I really am terrible at playing Sculptor. We're also getting Cowboy's Once skin called Tidings of Spring. It's a really, really nice looking Cowboy skin. I still think this is probably my favorite Cowboy skin, as it has really tasteful colors added to it, really tasteful details, and the effects are quite, A tier-ish, as they are just leaves and feathers behind him, but I do really like this one. There are also some character EPs releasing for Entomologist, Queen Bee, Prospector, Fool's Gold, Composer, Journalist, Little Girl, Novelist, and Nightmare, as it's kind of related to the event. That's going to be EPs like music. And we've got character days this week, as we're getting Breaking Wheel's character day on the 25th. That's going to be his 4th character day, meaning he's getting an emote. We've got Mad Eyes' character day on the 27th, where he's getting his 6th character day, of course getting a special portrait, and Toy Merchant's character day on the 29th, which is going to be her 4th character day, meaning she's getting an emote similar to Breaking Wheel. As far as I know, that's all we're getting this week, but of course they could add a lot more. You never know. With Netties, they do seem to drop a ton of little secret updates. Let's talk about some future content. We haven't got too much to talk about here because we've talked about so much in the previous section, but anyway, Identity 5 has been nominated as one of the potential people you can vote for the 12th Pocket Gamer Awards. Now, I don't really know anything about the Pocket Gamer Awards. I'm assuming this is connected to mobile games stuff, but yeah, if you want to, you are able to go and vote for them in the best update or updates game of the year. There's a link over on their Twitter page. You can go and find it there. Maybe if they win this, they might reward us with some in-game content, so that might motivate you to go and vote for them, because if we win, that's quite cool, but you never know if we will win or not. There is some speculation about upcoming Whimsy series skins, as we first expect Forward to be the next kind of skin that releases within this series, as we've seen him in Weeping Clown's trailer. But in the trailer for the Sculptor one, we also saw Professor in the trailer, meaning that Professor might be the character that releases after Forward's Whimsy series skin. That's quite interesting. I'm really curious to see Professor's one specifically. And something that's quite important if you are part of the NAEU server, that I know a lot of you guys are, the Identity 5 developers have posted a survey to see if the community is interested in an Identity 5 championship hosted in the NAEU region. Now, that is very important because we haven't really had much attention in our server for a very, very long time, and they have started kind of building up more attention towards towards our creators and, you know, players and stuff like that. So if you really want to see what's going on, you really want to support this and make our server a little bit more kind of globally recognized compared to everybody else, then go and look into the details and the survey, go and fill it in. I believe you have to respond before November 26th. So get on that right now. But go and find out more information if you can, because it's a very important thing for you guys to do. If you haven't already, make sure that you click on the video that is right there, because YouTube thinks that you will like it.